Thank you for staying with us. It is said that the true peace is not merely the absence of tension, but the presence of justice. The dust over the Adamawa State governorship seats has finally settled. The Supreme Court has upheld the victory of Governor Amadu Fintiri in the 2023 governorship election. The Apex Court held that Senator Aishatu Dahiru Binani's appeal was vague and incompetent, adding that it found no reason to compel the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to withdraw the certificate of return it issued to Governor Fintiri. Jide, we've always maintained all along the process. When we saw the way the process was going, and as a TV station, we took a stand and we said, we saw the national TV giving airtime to Senator Aisha Binani. She gave her acceptance speech, and we maintained it all through that time that, look, there was no such thing. That from the result on ground, from what INEC has computed so far, there's no such thing as saying that Aisha Binani, Senator Binani, won the election.
Yes, and that's why I look at people who say, oh, Jide and Co, they are APC. I just look at them as ridiculous people. Because you were right there at the scene. You could have sided with the APC. If indeed you are an APC journalist.
I was reported.
Yes. I was here. We did a program that day. It was a Sunday.
Yes,
we did a program and we stood by the truth.
Yes.
We didn't say, oh, this will hurt APC. Let us not. So those ridiculous people out there who say, he's APC. Oh, he's this. Sometimes I wonder what the matter is with them. Because they are selective in judging people. And the same people, the same people will see another journalist blatantly pro-labor, but they will not say anything wrong about it. That's the way we are. And it's such a shame that we decide which side we take based on ethnicity, based on religion, based on how you think people will react. If you are a journalist and you always bother yourself about what people will think when you say certain things, you are not going to say the truth. You are not going to say the truth because you will not say, if I say this, APC members will be angry. They will say, no, this station is owned by an APC person, this and that. All of those considerations do not matter to a serious journalist. A serious journalist sides with the truth. A serious journalist is biased on the side of the truth. That's the way it should be. So on that day, we knew that Aisha Binani was joking. We play too much in this country. How can somebody call himself a wreck? Went beyond the bounds of decency and legality and went on to announce a result at a time when election had not ended. Collation was still being done. And he announced the winner. What in the world could have prompted that man? A man who rose to the level of a PAMSEC in a state.
Lawyer.
Putting himself to shame in the manner that he did. We had to tell the truth. And we had to remind those who are jubilating at that time that no, this thing has not ended.
On the social media, congratulations.
Yes, for the first time we have a woman as governor, elected governor for the first time. You know, the truth is the truth. There's nothing anybody can do about the truth. If you cover up the truth on one side, it's like a mole. It will come out at the other. You know that mole, that little insect. A lot of the insects that we were familiar with when we were growing up, they are extinct. So many people tell them about the mole. They've not seen the mole before. They didn't live in the village at any point in their lives. They've been in Lagos, all concrete. They've not interacted with
nature.
Yes. So you've not seen the mole before. The mole, it will burrow into the sand. You think this thing, you won't even feel movement, and then it comes out
the other side.
The other end. That's the way the truth is. Cover it up. It will find a way to rear its head. Fintiri won that election. It doesn't matter which party he belongs. And I said it, that look, if we sit here, forget about what people are saying. Oh, he has changed. This is not the Babajide we used to know. Babajide, since Tinubu won the election, he no longer says the truth. Ayo is his boy. Ayo only says the things that he wants to say. He asks him only the question that he likes. Ask me any question, Ayo. I double dare you. Ask me any question, I will give you the answer.
He asks you now. That's our job here now. That's what I do here.
Why didn't we support the ridiculous thing that Rec did? It was a choice between standing on the side of the truth and being seen as a shameless journalist sitting in the studio as a purveyor of falsehood. That time will not come. We will never do that.
Whenever it suits them. Dotun, we saw the way the thing went, and immediately we're giving the 11 o'clock resumption time for collation, and the person that was meant to do it was even the returning officer.
Yeah.
The rec just came there that day with the commissioner of police and everything, and he just held on to a sheet of paper. Even though a party agent just removed the sheet of paper in his hand, he still went ahead. I thereby declare. He did declare the other results.
It's a shame, and the man is paying for it now. Even if it's just his freedom that is restricted now, he's paying for it. Because you don't behave in such a manner and think you'll get away with it. Believing that the person you are working for is going to be able to protect you. The court has shown us that clearly now. That person can't protect you. Even that person couldn't protect herself.
Yes.
So how do you go all out to do? Now, if you ask the people of that state, except they have short memories, I'm not sure they are going to go in that direction again. Because what she did during that election was unbelievable. What the Rec 2 did, unbelievable. In fact, in a Senate climb, both of them should have gone into oblivion. She shouldn't even have had the courage to go to court, to go and challenge that election.
That's the famous visual.
You know?
The party agents were they were challenging it.
Almost threw the state into
yes.
violence.
Honestly,
that's
people
what
were waiting anxiously
to
for 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
This was 9 a.m.
That's what would have happened.
I was wondering what he was doing because his mouth never ceased.
He must
kept chewing on something.
He must be chewing his own mouth.
Kept chewing on something.
Because
just watch him. You see, even when he stops, you will seem like he's eating. Maybe it's Goro that he was eating or something.
I think it was his mouth because even the Goro would have finished it.
This was the drama we were.
What do you take the?
This was the drama was subjected to.
It's ridiculous.
It was.
We must always stand by the truth.
Yes.
And that's why this
Truth
program has lasted this long.
Yeah.
Truth
Ultimately, we did it, and a lot
This is
of
our
people
10th year. The people
Truth is key.
continue to side with us. Not the people believe that because you didn't say their candidate won the election.
Yes.
Therefore, they see you as somebody who does not believe in it.
Also,
Their own version of the truth. You know, their own version of the truth is that
What
a
is
particular
convenient for
candidate won the election. If you do not agree that candidate
or
won
even
the
predicting that
by
the
that
candidate
person.
will win.
Yes.
When you know
then
that
you
the
are a bad
candidate
person.
cannot win.
All kinds of predictions and all that. People who are incapable of winning, they were told they will win.
Yeah.
One of the notorious doomsday prophets has ended up in prison now.
Yes.
He's ended up in prison
In life, for
for
life.
violently raping a member of his church. So
And even a pastor,
And we are
another
here.
pastor.
we are here. Oh, that person was a pastor.
In their church.
Pastor raped pastor.
Yes. No, pastor raised
We are
assistant pastor.
Tabloid headline writers.
Pastor
Boy
raised
should have been
assistant
pastor
pastor.
rapes
Pastor.
pastor.
And then ultimately, now let's talk about the process, Jide. The process of appointing the resident electoral commissioner is done by the presidency. With an INEC, we saw the limitation. So what INEC could do that time was to suspend the man,
Yes.
but they couldn't remove him because he was
They are
recruited
not
by
the-
the presidency.
Yes.
That's the
You
kind
know,
of
the day before yesterday or so, we had Okiro,
okay.
former IG,
IGP,
here,
yes.
and we were talking about the relationship between the PSC and usually the City Inspector General of Police, and he said there was a particular Inspector General of Police that never attended any of their meetings, never visited him. He will be invited, he will stay away. Because while the PSC promotes, punishes, and gives employment to policemen, the PSC has not got the power to hire or fire an IG. So that IG knew that
It was immune to
yes,
many things that will happen.
they've not got the power to deal with him. So for that reason, he was treating them with levity. You know? So until the law changes, and the manner, the president, for example, the power to appoint an IG is taken away, that sort of thing will not stop. You look at individuals in the presidency, people close to the president, they were appointing, they were nominating their friends. And in most cases, nobody tries to check the background of those people. Whether the person being nominated is a bloody armed robber, nobody knows. You just nominate, you use opposition, you nominate. The president it's not possible for him to know everybody. He approves who has been appointed. They told me the person who brought this Harry of a man. They told me. And I guess that because that person was very powerful in government at that time, one politician from the Northwest like that, one minister from the Northwest, because that person was powerful, he must have felt that, look, what are these people going to do to me? You can see the arrogance. He should be rotting in jail.
Honestly.
Because you can actually lead people to violence.
Yeah. That's this process.
Well, I think the most important thing is for everybody who is taking public office to have their fear of God and respect for the people. No matter how we try, everybody, just like BQ said, has his own bias. But you should be biased on the side of truth and the people.
At all times.
Because if any of us now gets a position, we already have where we are coming from.
Sometimes it might not be convenient.
But are you going to be able to discharge that duty with the fear of God and say, I'm doing this for the country and not for self, not for money? Because that's why a lot of people take up public office. They want to go and make money.
Okay.
That's why we are where we are.
Okay. Moving on now.